I welcome you to the garden party. Welcome you too. We'll have some fun. Start the pity. Then you'll see. It's just fun. Gonna have fun. Yeah, I do. What'd you say? Yeah. Here we go. Hi, my name is Ray Olan. This is Ivan Garcia. We're welcoming you to the garden party here at the FAC. And here we go. And just bringing you a little bit of sound here. Once in a while, we sort of like go like this. Hey. Thank you very much. Thank you. Are you ready? Are you ready? we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you for listening. This is Ray Land and the Jazz-O-Lay Band. We'll be back later on. Over to you, Jason.
All right, Ray, thanks so much, folks. This is just a quick warning that the program's about to start. We got some more entertainment coming your way in about 30 seconds. My name is Jason Alpert. I will be your MC and auctioneer for this year's virtual garden party. We've got our crew on site here ready to go in exactly 7 minutes and 2 seconds. So if you haven't found the most comfortable seat in your house, if you haven't poured yourself your nice glass of wine or a nice cocktail, now's the time to do so. We also want to make sure that you're registered for our auction. If you're watching on Facebook, the only way to be part of the fun, to be able to bid and donate, is to go to qtego.net/qlink.dfac, as in Dunedin Fine Arts Center. I'm going to tell you it one more time to make sure that you get it. It's qtego.net/qlink/DFAC. Please go there and register. We're giving out prizes tonight just for registering, so go check it out and get ready. The garden party gets underway in just about 6 minutes. Until then, continue to enjoy the great tunes of Ray Olin and the Jazz-O-Lay Band with Ivan Garcia.
Your day breaks, your mind aches. You find that all the words of kindness linger on when she no longer needs you. You stay home, she goes out. She says that long ago she knew someone, but now he's gone. She doesn't need him. In her eyes, you see something. Some sign of love behind the tears, cried for no one. A love that should have lasted years. You stay home, she goes out. She says that long ago she knew someone, but now he's gone. She doesn't need him. And in her eyes, you see something, some sign of love behind the tears, cried for no one, a love that should have lasted years. You stay home, she goes out, she says that long ago she knew someone, but now he's gone. She doesn't need him. Your day breaks, your mind aches. There will be times when all the things you said will fill your head. You won't forget her. And in her eyes, you see something. Some sign of love behind the tears, cried for no one. A love that should have lasted years. Pop it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2020 Dunedin Fine Arts Center Garden Party! Now, what I will tell you is that you watch there in the corner of your screen and you will see that a program starts in less than 25 seconds. So, what I would ask you to do, if you're joining us early, and thank you for being here a little bit early, enjoying Ray Olin and the Jazz-O-Lay Band with Luis Garcia. And we know so many of you have joined from outside of the United States watching us tonight. So thank you for joining us for his entertainment and to stay for the program. But I will tell you that coming up in 5 seconds, our program will begin. If you haven't refreshed your screens, do it now so we can get underway as we roll on with the 2020 Garden Party for the Dunedin Fine Arts Center.
Did you hear?
I heard it.
Where did you hear it?
I heard it through the grapevine.
Nope.
Welcome to the virtual garden party.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more round of applause for Ray Olin and the Jazz-O-Lay Band with Ivan Garcia. All right, guys, thank you so much. We're going to be hearing from them much more at the end of the program. So just when you think the entertainment's over, just stick tight with us till the end of the show, and we're going to hear much more from them with some special renditions and continued renditions of Heard It Through the Grapevine here at this garden party, right? You're going to hear the wine theme throughout our event tonight. My name is Jason Alpert, and I will be with you for the entirety of our program as we have had to take the garden party virtual, right? So we couldn't be together in person, so what do? We adapt, we pivot, that's what we do, right? And we bring it to you virtually. So if you haven't registered for our auction, if you're watching on Facebook, that's fine, but I will tell you, if you want to be really part of the fun, you must register for the auction. To be able to bid and donate, go to qtego.net/qlink.dfac, that DFAC, Dunedin Fine Arts Center, and Qtego, they're the mobile bidding platform that we're using tonight. So once again, if you haven't registered for the auction tonight, qtego.net/qlink/dfac. Now, understand that when you register, it's not just to register, to bid and to donate, it's also to win, right? We're going to give 4 people who have registered tonight an opportunity to win a prize, and it's this simple. If you register, we're going to pick a name at random. One person, probably 4 times throughout the program, are going to win the opportunity to come to a custom dinner for 8. Now, when I say a dinner for 8, it's really our food arts program here. Chef Craig at the Dunedin Fine Arts Center, he is going to have 8 people come in. We're giving away 4 2-person packages. That's how we get our 8. After the garden party, we will coordinate with our 4 couples. You will come in. It will not only be an amazing dinner that Chef Craig will help you prepare for your party, but I bet we can get Steve and Marie Beatty to include the wine on there as well. So, by the way, they're right over my shoulder, and whether they like it or not, I think they're giving the wine for it. We're going to hear from them in just a minute. So here's what we'll do. Our first winner of our opportunity drawing, all you have to do is be registered for the auction. So if you're watching on Qtego already, you are already one of our participants in this drawing. I'm going to turn over to Dave and Deborah. Who is our first opportunity drawing winner?
Constance Johnson.
Constance Johnson is a winner. How about that? Round of applause, right? So, Constance, you may be sitting at home going, wait, what just happened? I'm going to tell you, you just won. All you did was register for the auction, and you won a food arts cooking experience for 2, right? It's going to be a dinner class with wine. So, we've got a few more of those drawings throughout the evening. So, if you haven't registered now so we can potentially call your name, and you can come join us for that garden party exclusive. Now, I will also tell you that throughout the program tonight, we're going to tell you tremendous stories of the Dunedin Fine Arts Center, all the great work they're doing in this community. And this garden party, which, listen, it's been going on for 40 years. This year, unlike any other year. But this year, just like last year, we've got our chairs. They're back. After doing it last year, they're back with us again, and what a great gem they are to have leading this effort. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the chairs of this year's garden party, Steve and Marie Beatty.
All right, folks. As you heard, we're the co-chairs this year, Marie and Steve Beatty, along with our honorary chairs, Wally Pope and Chris Frederick. Wally, they're out in Boulder, Colorado. Wally, welcome everyone, Wally and Chris.
Yay!
Hey, welcome.
Good.
They'll be back with us later to tell us more about wine. They've not only had great ideas on how to modernize this event, they've had great input. They donated much of the wine we're using tonight, especially all the wine in the auction. They've been a great asset to us, and we can't thank them enough. With the pandemic, it's changed everything. So our theme this year is heard it through the grapevine. But folks, we need you to become the grapevine. You're the grapevine that is attached to this art center. And through your bids and support tonight, and yes, we do need you to bid and support us. It's great art. It's great merchandise. It's awesome how you can help us. And it means so much to us, like every year, but even more this year. I want to thank some people that helped me and Marie, along with Wally and Chris, put this all together. Our board of directors have been phenomenal, helping us, supporting us as we've put this together, led by our board chair, London Bates, who was a third-generation Dunedinite. So London's done incredible, along with her executive committee weekly, helping us and helping the Arts Center. Ginny English and Trudy Little with the decorations. Look at this. It's just incredible what they put together here. They pivoted when we were planning to have this as an event here and came back. Kathy Milam handled a lot and got all of our sponsors on, did incredible. Gail helped along with Deborah, Dave, and Catherine and got all the silent auction items in, all the art donated, all that we can't thank, and the whole Dunedin staff, and of course, Georgianne and Ken. But now I want to speak about the Sterling Society. They have always been part of this organization. They started over 15 years ago. They've given a couple of $100,000 to this organization and provided countless volunteers hours to us. We can't thank them enough, and they were, again, a big support this year in pulling this event off. So, again, bid a lot, bid often, and remember, the key word tonight is bid. So whenever I say bid, you're going to take a drink of your favorite wine, other beverage, adult beverage. It can be water too, but whenever we say bid, Marie demonstrates, we drink and we say bid out loud. So it's going to be a fun event, fun party, and I'm going to turn it over back to Jason and take us off, Jason.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, how about another round of applause for Steve and Marie Beatty? They are our chairs here for the garden party once again this year, and I will also tell you that we've got another so-called celebrity with us, right? And if we take the wide shot, you're going to be able to see over my shoulder just a little bit. We've got Dionysus hanging out with us tonight, and Dionysus has got a really big chalice filled with really good wine, right? That's right. And so he's going to help us celebrate every time we have some sort of sale or maybe a bid. Yeah. All right. Do you know how dangerous it is to tell an auctioneer that every time he says the word that starts with B, it ends with D and has an I in the middle, that the people are all going to go, yay, right? Well, it's going to happen. So they want to play the game tonight. I'm all in, and I believe Dionysus is in too, right? Everyone ready to bid? Yeah! All right. So here's how it's going to work. Many of you see up on the screen there, it mentions the live auction. I want to talk also for a moment about our silent auction. The silent auction has been open for 5 days. Many of you have been bidding on that silent auction over and over throughout the week. There's great art on there. There's great experiences on there. All those items will continue to be bid on for about the next 10 or 15 minutes. We will count you down till the end of the silent auction in just a moment. We also have our live auction, and there are going to be 2 different segments of our live auction this evening. Understand that all bidding is done on your phone through that. All of it is done on your phone. We got about another 40 minutes of that, folks. You ready? It's all done on your phone. So if you haven't done so already, you want to click on the button that says live auction, and you're going to see some of our live auction items. But before you even do that, I will tell you that our live auction this year is going to start with a unique type of live auction. It's really an opportunity for 20 people to get in to buy their way into an opportunity drawing. That opportunity drawing is for a bottle of 2001 Chateau Lafite Rothschild. Everybody say, ooh. Ooh. Right. Now, I will tell you, our studio audience here, as much as we are social distancing here, we've got about 12 or 15 people in the room from us. It's our AV crew from the production crews making everything sound and look good. It's the Dunedin Fine Arts Center staff and team. It's Steve and Marie, Ray, and Louise. So again, we are few, but we are powerful, and we're going to have some fun. Now, I mentioned that item that you could buy your way into the chance to win. It's the 2001 Chateau Lafite Rothschild. On your phone, there is a place that says Instabuy. If you click on Instabuy, we are only offering up 20 opportunities to win this bottle of wine. It is the 2001 bottle of Chateau Lafite. And I will tell you that the value is more than $700, right? It has been impeccably cared for by Chris Frederick and Wally Pope. Wally keeps his wine perfect, right? But it's not for me to tell you about that. We're actually going to tune in and check back in with our honorary chairs. Wally and Chris are joining us from Colorado. Wally and Chris, we got you guys there live?
Yeah,
We're live.
we're here.
All right. Well, welcome, welcome. Tell me a little about not only this bottle of wine, but I know we got a couple other bottles coming up later in the auction, right?
Well, let me start by saying that my life has been guided by one of Benjamin Franklin's principles, and that is that wine is proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy. I have adopted that as one of my life's principles, and this wine epitomizes one of the great French Bordeaux's. It epitomizes that great wine, and all the other wines that I donated are not quite in that league, but they're pretty good, and some of them are 25 plus years old. Thank you.
I want to say I married a wino, I became a wino, and bid. Right.
Hey, right. Well, listen, tonight, on behalf of the Dunedin Fine Arts Center, we are thrilled to have both of our honorary chair winos with us. So thank you so much for joining us. Folks, I mentioned that it only costs $100 to buy your way in to win this bottle of Chateau Lafite. So many people want this bottle in their collection. So many people want it to drink. You get your choice. We only offered up 20 opportunities to buy your way in to get it. We only have 8 left. So I'm going to give it a few more moments for those who want to buy their way in. We are going to randomly select one of the people who have bought their way in to win this bottle, right? I will also tell you that as I watch the number count down here, that right now there is a 1 in 12 chance of you winning this bottle of wine for just $100. So we will see if there's anyone else who wants to get in before we close it out. Let me explain how this works. Because of the way technology is, just because I say 30 seconds doesn't mean that the words are coming out of my mouth exactly at the same time and reaching everyone at home at exactly the same time. So understand that when I give a 30-second warning, which I'm going to give a couple times throughout the program tonight, I wouldn't rely on watching your clock for exactly what 30 seconds is, right? We're going to wait for Qtago, our mobile bidding platform, where Deborah and Dave are helping us run over here. When they ring the bell, and the bell's going to sound like this, right? That's going to tell us that we are done taking any sorts of bids, right? Or any sorts of donations in that part of the program. So I look down one more time. We still have 8 opportunities left to win this bottle. The good news is we've already raised $1,200 as part of this drawing. Does anyone else want in for just $100 before we close it out? We're going to put that 30-second counter on it right now, which means you've got 30 seconds left to hit that buy button on your phone. You can buy your way in more than one time. By the way, we have a screen up here so I can watch some things going on, and I see Mitch Lowenstein looking at his phone, and he's asking whether or not he can buy another one in, right? Right? We're going to see if that happens. So anyone else want in one more time? We have 8 opportunities left. As soon as that bell rings, there will be no more opportunities, and we're going to pick one winner. Anybody else want in before we close it out? We've raised $1,200 to this point. All you need to do is hit the buy button under Instabuy. Anybody else want in? We're going to have, all right. So now we are closed. You cannot buy your way into that anymore. Did we sell 8? No, we sold 12, right? I'm sorry, we sold 12, which means we had 8 left. We're now going to randomly select one who's going to win this $700 bottle of wine. The little hamster in the wheel is running over there to pick us our winner. And the winner is, say it one more time. Roland Milam is our winner. How about a round of applause for Roland, right? Now, I will also tell you that because we can see some of the back end here of what's going on in our mobile bidding, Roland did buy an opportunity early before the program started, and then I saw him sneak his way in with one more later on. So it was certainly well worth your efforts there, and thank you for helping raise $1,200. Now, what you will also see is that when we celebrate a sale like that, I have a feeling we're going to get a special appearance by Dionysus. So let's try it one more time as I announce our winner, Roland Milam. Right. That's it. That's the entertainment value, right? How about that, right? I love that. We're going to have that throughout the program tonight. Now, we're going to go into a little bit more genuine and true live auction item, right? This is the 1999 Chateau Lafite Rothschild, right? It's the vintage 2 years prior to the one that we just did in an opportunity drawing. This one, the current bid is currently at $350. As I mentioned, to bid on any of these items, you go into the live auction, you tap on that item, as I just did, and you will see the bottle pop up there on your screen, and then you have your choice. What do you want to do? You want to bid? You can do just that. So, as I'm in my live auction items, our current bid is at $450. We're going to see if anybody wants to get in addition to that. So we had Joe Kokolokis open up our bid to begin with, and we're going to do the best we can with some of these names as I pronounce them, right? We then had another donor come back, and they outbid him. We had James Smith come back at $450. So we need a $550 bid on this bottle of wine. The bottle is valued, I'd call it $200 or $300 more than what the bid is at right now. So we're going to see if anybody else wants to get in one time before we close this out. I need a $550 bid for this bottle, thank you, of Chateau Lafite Rothschild. It's a live auction format. All bidding is done on your phone. Pull it out and bid now. Get in your bid when you can. What I'm going to do for you drinking game people, do you have any idea how fast I can talk? You'll never keep up with how fast I want you to bid. Who's going to bid one time? Anybody want to? Who's going to bid one time? Anybody want to go? Who's going to bid? Anybody want to go? Who's going to go one time? Is there a bidder at $550? I'm watching my phone here one time. We're watching to see if anybody else wants to get in. We need a $550 bid on this one to keep it going. What we're going to do, as I mentioned, it's all timed by our mobile bidding platform. We currently have a $450 bid for this $650 bottle of wine. So I need to see who wants to get in at $550. As I mentioned, don't trust the timing that you're hearing my voice at home. I'm going to set a 30-second counter on this auction item right now. As soon as the bell rings, we're going to announce who our winning bidder is. James Smith is currently my top bidder at $450. He outbid Joe Kokolokis. We're going to wait and see if Joe wants to get in one more time and outbid James. He's going to go one time. Who's going to go one time? Anybody want to go? I'm watching the screen here. I'm watching my screen here. One way or another, we're going to hear the bell and we're going to close it out. We got more bids coming in. Joe came back one time. James came back again. So James is my top bidder at $550. Joe had already set a bid. Now, we need to see if anybody wants to get in one more time. That bell's going to go off anytime, and it's going to tell us that our auction is all done. Does anybody want in? There it is. We're done. Let's refresh the screen one more time so I can announce who our winning bidder is. With a bid of $550, how about a round of applause for James Smith? I love it. The best part about it is that chalice full of wine is getting less and less every time he comes across the screen, right? So, all right. Now, one more live auction wine lot for you. And this is the Raid Wally's Wine Cellar. And I can tell you what we did is we raided Wally's wine cellar. We went in and we picked out some of the best bottles of wine that we wanted to auction off in this auction package. There are a total of 10 bottles of wine. Many of them are the brand names that everyone knows and loves. There's the Camus Cabernet 93 in there. There's the Silver Oak Alexander Valley Cabernet from 2001. Those are brand names that everyone knows and loves. I will also tell you, though, that the crown jewels of this package are both valued at more than $200. There's the Diamond Creek Cabernet from 91, and there's the Joseph Phelps Insignia Red Wine also at $200 from 2009. So I mentioned that these are 10 high-class, fine bottles of wine. I'm going to pull it up on my phone right here so I can see who our top bidder is. What I've learned so far throughout this auction is that Joe, is it Kokolokis? Am I getting that right? Kokolakis. Kokolakis. What I will tell you is if I've learned anything from this auction so far is that Joe likes wine, right? So thank you, Joe. Joe is bidding on a lot of our auction packages, and it's also a lot of fun when my chair, who's sitting right over my shoulder here, he's also one of my bidders in there as well. So we have got Joe and Steve going back and forth on this. It opened up at $1,000. It got to $1,100. It's now at $1,200. Joe is my top bidder at $1,200 for this lot. We need to see who else wants to get in before we close this one out. As I mentioned, I'm going to give a 30-second counter in just a moment, and we're going to wait and see. On any auction item that you so choose, you can put in a max bid. If you don't want to worry about bidding against someone and you just want to say, here's the top number that I'll give, you'll let the Qtego platform bid it up for you. So you can do just that. So Joe is currently in my top bidder at $1,200. It's for 10 bottles of wine, some of the finest wines from Wally's Wine Cellar. we're going to put that 30-second counter on there. I'm going to wait and let them refresh it one more time for me. And then we'll put that 30-second counter on there so we'll be able to see it there. So ultimately, Dave, should I hold off on the 30 seconds? Do you think we're good with the 30-second counter now? We're good. We're good? Oh, Deborah's giving me a 1 moment. I can do it because I can tell you, see those bottles of wine up there, and you'll see that it's 10 bottles of wine. I've got the full list here, and it's all listed on your auction description there too on Qtego. So if you want to know the exact bottles of wine, you can do it, but it's the Camus, it is the Diamond Creek, it is the Paul Hobbs Pinot Noir, it's the Silver Oak, it's the Woodward Canyon Old Vines, it's the and it's the Joseph Phelps Insignia Red Wine for $200. Again, we're going to see who else wants to get in on this package right here one time. So we're going to look one more time. We're going to refresh the screen. My top bidder is at $1,200. I'm going to see if anybody wants in. Do we have anybody else about $1,200? We're going to put the 30-second counter on it right now. And now we're going to see if we have one more bidder at $1,300. I need a $1,300 bid to keep it going. Does anybody else want in at $1,300? We're looking one more time out there. I'm looking at you. And what I normally do is I look right in the camera and I say, I'm looking at you, and I call out the person who was the underbidder. But I'll tell you that this time I can also look right back here. And I don't know if he's in this camera shot. No. See, Marie, you're stuck in the camera shot right here. But Steve's in there too. Steve's trying to see if he wants to bid one more time on that. Steve's back in at $1,300, right? All right. So here's what we have to do. The bell rang. Steve got in at $1,300. Let's see if he is actually the winner of it. We need to make sure that it was closed out appropriately and see if Joe got in one more time as well. So we're going to open up that auction lot, scroll to the bottom. And we're going to see the fine wine lot. Jim Smith came back at $1,400 and he wins it. Folks, this is technology. And what I would tell you, if you want an item badly enough, put in that max bid as much as you will bid. Let the computer do it for you, and then you won't let anybody get it out from under you like Jim just did there. So congratulations to Jim. Did you walk by already? Yes. You want to do it again? Let him go one more time. All right, nice. By the way, I love that he's just got grapes dripping over his forehead there. This is perfect, right? I love it. Right. All right. So now we are going to move on with our program and tell you that it's time to give you something again, something free, a prize just for signing up and just for joining us. This is another one of our opportunity drawings. It is for that food arts cooking experience for two. It is with Chef Craig right here as part of the Dunedin Fine Arts Center food arts program. What they have said is they're going to get together an exclusive experience just for the winners of these drawings. It's going to be one dinner for 8 people total. We're going to give away 4 dinners for 2, and you're all going to dine together on great food by Chef Craig and yourself because you're making it with him, and the Beatties are donating the wine. So we have another winner, and that winner is Veronica Stewart. How about a round of applause for Veronica? All right. So Veronica, we will communicate with you through the information that you have signed up for the auction, and we will coordinate that dinner for you and your guest. Constance Johnson won, and we'll see who else is going to win that throughout the program this evening. Now, as we go into the next part of our program, we want to make sure that everyone knows exactly why you're here tonight. It's not only for the fine wine auctions and the great packages that you might be buying. It's not only for Dionysus, who's joining one more time right there and sticking his head in. You could barely see his head there, but I promise it was him. But it's also to support the Dunedin Fine Arts Center. It is a gem and a gold mine in our community. It is certainly important to making sure that this community continues to thrive. And you all being here tonight are here to help make sure the Fine Arts Center thrives, which in turn gives right back into our community. And no one knows more about this mission than the woman who's been helping to run it for the past 15 years. She's the president and the CEO of the Dunedin Fine Arts Center. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Georgianne Bissett.
Hey. Thank you, Jason. I'm wearing my mask so that anyone that wants to visit us will feel very safe when they come to the Arts Center. But I will take it off now. Well, the Arts Center. Sid Intel founded it back in 1969, and she's going to tell you all about it in a little bit. But what I want to tell you is there is no organization that cares and feels so much for our community. It was founded for the community. It is supported by the community. We've had thousands of children since 1975 learn how to see art and make art. And our adult students, last year we had 6,000. We have our Wheels on Wheels and our hands-on museum. But what I will say is the pandemic made us fall off a cliff like it did the rest of the world. And we need your help. We need your help badly. And please, on behalf of all the children and adults and veterans that use the Arts Center, please bid. And now I want to introduce Yay! Bid. Sid Intel. She needs no introduction. Sid founded the Art Center in 1969. She's been helping us for the 15 years I've been here with the Sterling Society. I give you Sid Intel.
There is so much history that I could tell you, but I had to write my paper down, and forgive me for having to read it this morning. Yes, we have a shining jewel in our community and in the entire southeast of the USA, the Dunedin Fine Arts Center. It has been a long and arduous journey to get to this point. It was back in June 1969 when the women of the Junior Service League of Dunedin recognized the importance of arts in everyday life. We had to prove a need and then draw up a plan and get the community to buy into the project. Believe it or not, the first budget was $35,000, but in the 5 years before construction was completed, it cost $85,000 for a 3,000 square feet art center. This was back in the early 1970s. Raising funds from individuals, businesses, City of Dunedin, and State of Florida was truly a very arduous task, especially for an idea. After several expansions and at a cost of many millions of dollars, we have a modern, well-furnished, and equipped art center of 40,000 square feet. We have a cadre of over 80 professional artists, some with international reputations, who teach the great variety of classes for all ages. Everything was going well when out of the blue, the COVID-19 epidemic hit and our income dropped to zero. Classes and fundraisers were canceled. Our famous Art Academy for children was postponed. Expenses had to be cut drastically. And unfortunately, some staff positions were eliminated. I am happy to say that extreme precautions have been instituted following the CDC guidelines. And we have started classes in Art Academy for children. We have this large, beautiful, mortgage-free facility, well-qualified instructors, and eager and talented students. And all we need is a little extra financial help, please, to carry us over until times return to normal. We will remain the largest and best art center in the Southeast USA. Now let's all enjoy ourselves at this great virtual garden party.
Yes. Thank you, Sid. Isn't she the most amazing person? As I've said, she has been the birthstone of our entire art center. And now the next person I'm going to introduce is our chair. And London Bates has done an amazing job. And she's the one that tells us that we are the best art center in the universe. I give you London.
Hello, my name is London Bates, and I am the chair of the Dunedin Fine Arts Center, and we are thrilled that you've joined us for our first ever virtual garden party. We have all been impacted by this pandemic, either financially, emotionally, even physically, and some of us all the above. And the Art Center is no exception to that. The Art Center has suffered financially as a direct result of this pandemic, where the Art Center was closed for nearly 2 months. But we're back and we're open and we're thrilled to be back and thrilled to serve our community and beyond with art education. Art education is important now more than ever during this pandemic and can now help us also all to heal from the pandemic. We look to you at our annual garden party to help support the Art Center by making a donation to the Art Center, by bidding for the live auction or bidding for the silent auction. Your donations will help to support us in providing our mission of art education in our community for students from ages 5 to 95. And as always, we appreciate your support and we are glad to be here for our community. Thank you.
Do you get the feeling that there's a little bit of woman power here at the Art Center? Well, next I'm going to introduce a couple who have done so much for the Dunedin Fine Arts Center, Margaret Ward Burnside and Erin Fodderman. And Erin was president of the Art Center, I believe, over 8 years. And they still love us. I give you Erin and Margaret.
Hi, I'm Margaret Ward Burnside. This is my husband, Aaron Fodeman, and we're the co-publishers, editors of Tampa Bay Magazine, and we are so excited to be part of this virtual garden party.
My biggest problem with the virtual garden party is I'm going to have to go get my own Diet Coke, and Particus isn't there to serve me. But otherwise, this will be an interesting experiment to see how well we can get people to support the Art Center without getting something back directly. And therefore, we're really looking forward to this being a wonderful success.
It's so important because the Art Center depends on this every year. It's really their biggest fundraiser, and it's just so needed, you know, for the children's classes, for everything that they do there. It's extremely important. So we're counting on you all to jump right in and be supportive.
And it's also a lot of fun, and you can get some great buys at the auction. So don't forget to check the auction out, because there's a good chance you'll pick up some real bargains this year.
Right. We have such wonderful artists, and they are so generous with their work for the garden party because they know how important the Dunedin Fine Arts Center is. And they just really are so generous in donating, and so help them help us.
All right, Margaret and Erin, thank you. Of course, thank you to Sid in London and Georgianne, certainly many of those, the driving forces behind this organization. Now, as they've mentioned, the smartest words and the best part of the program, as Erin mentioned, is not necessarily Particus delivering drinks, although we probably could auction that off and Erin might have bought it, right? So Particus could be there to deliver him drinks while he's at home watching the garden party. But I will also tell you that we now go into our silent auction as far as closing the silent auction. Again, these are all going to close all together. There are artists here who support the Dunedin Fine Arts Center who have donated pieces of art to this auction. There are also hotel stays and golf outings and other trips and experiences. So it is something for everyone. So the way it's going to work is all these items in our silent auction are going to close in 3 minutes. We're going to go ahead and put that 3-minute counter on right now. I've said it before and I'll say it one more time. Don't trust that it's an exact 3 minutes if you're sitting at home with it on your phone and getting ready to close it out, right? Understand that Qtego will close it because the words that are coming out of my mouth are reaching someone at home a few seconds earlier or later, depending on where you are and how you are watching it. So bid in the silent auction, get those final bids in on those silent auction items. I will tell you that there's been a few pieces that I've been watching throughout the auction. And in addition to the great hotel stays and whatnot, there's 2 great pieces of art that I particularly saw and I wanted to mention. There's one, it's called the Garden Party. How would you not want to buy a piece at the garden party called the Garden Party? And it's a gorgeous quilt prepared by Beverly Leisure. It's called the Garden Party. The bid on that right now currently is at $350. So only $10 increments, $360 gets you that as well. As I mentioned before, we've been hearing that bell throughout the program this evening. When that bell goes off, that will tell you that the silent auction is closed. We're going to see who can bid. By the way, they're starting to get slower and slower the more wine that they have throughout the program, right?
We're bidding right now.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Wait, is it when you say bid or I say bid?
Either way.
All right, here. It's like Abbott and Costello. We're just going to keep going in circles, right? Who's on first? But we're waiting for that bell to sound. When it does, we will let you know that all bidding is complete. We also have a piece called the Edgewater Cloud. I love that piece. It's in our auction. It's called, it's bid up to $900 at this point, and it is gorgeous. It is 32 by 32. It's by Kristen Santucci, and it is a gorgeous piece of the Edgewater Clouds. Again, another local connection. So if you want to bid on an item like that, you should do just that. So as we wait for the bell, I see Dionysus is still standing. Yes. Someone just yelled barely. So we'll see as he makes his way across here as soon as that bell goes off and we announce that the silent auction is closed. The live auction will come up in just a moment too, and you'll be able to bid on those on your phone also. So let's finish out this silent auction. Let's wait and see what's left to bid on. I will also tell you that we started with almost 100 items in our auction, and we are down to about 9 without any bids. That is a tremendous percentage in our auction. So we'll see how that goes. I'm watching up here at the clock there. I'm waiting to hear the bell go off. When it happens, we will see. You know what? Can you sort by high bid for me? Will that happen there? Let's see what happens there. Yeah. So our top silent auction item is that Edgewater Cloud, which I love right there. We've got the golf at Countryside Country Club. We got a golf package that's up to $550. We got the Shepherd Stay, 2 nights at Shepherd's with breakfast. That's up to $435. So we are moments away from all those items being closed. If you want to get in those bids, hit those buttons on your phone. And this is the urgency that you have to have in those last few minutes of our silent auction to get in and buy those items. Anybody want in before we close it out? We're waiting to hear the bell one more time. Who's going to get in? There it is. The silent auction is now closed. This is where Dionysus comes by one more time. And I will tell you that if you want a silent auction item, you will receive a text from Qtego through your phone letting you know you did win and making sure that that is on your invoice when you check out this evening. So the silent auction is now closed. We now move in to the second part of our live auction. We had the first part, which was our wine auction. We now go into our second part, which is a little bit more experiential, right? It's some vacations, some trips. We've also got a sunset cruise. Now, all bidding is going to be done on your phone. So remember, if you want to bid on these things, you can get in. I thought I snuck one by you there, by the way. No. So if you want to get a chance to win this item, you want to get out your phone again, and you're going to want to put in that donation amount under Submit My Bid. Here's how it's going to work. Our first item is our sunset yacht cruise for 12 people. It includes the wine and hors d'oeuvres, the food and the drink. Some may think that's the best part of the trip, but I think the company might be as good as any. So we're about to go live to the donors of this package. It is Kathy and Roland Milam. I will tell you before we go there that Roland won one of our bottles of Chateau Lafite Rothschild earlier on in the program. I also wouldn't be surprised if he's got a nice glass of wine in his hands right now. So Kathy will likely do most of the talking, but Roland's always got something to chime in with as well. So let's go to Kathy and Roland right now. They are sitting in front of, in essence, what is the boat that you will be on for this auction item. It is a 43-foot gorgeous boat. It is called the Noah Agenda. It is a great name for a boat because they've got no agenda as far as making this the night of the year for you. The food, the drinks, the company, the captain to drive the boat, so you will be taken care of by your host, Kathy and Roland. Kathy, let me know. I know you went on the boat today. How was it?
Oh, hi, Jason. Thanks for including us. It's a little bright out here today, but everything is wonderful. We spent the last week on the boat down in Sarasota and Longboat Key area, had a wonderful time, and we are so looking forward to the next 12 guests that join us on No Agenda. This will be our 4th time participating in the garden party, and I think that all the other participants had a great time. We had Ron and Karen Seal, we've had Chip and Gail Gamble, we've had Julie Scales, and a whole bunch of other folks that have enjoyed the cruise. The one thing that's really going to top it off this year is we have Chef Craig from Food Arts that's going to be doing the food. So it will be a gourmet experience. So we're looking forward to it. And hopefully you guys will just bid, and we'll see you on the water.
All right. Bid. You're going to get people more buzzed by doing that, by the way. Oh, there comes Roland. Hey.
Well, I just, Kathy does all the talking for the family, but I just have to tell you, this is a very, very comfortable boat. We have the course totally designed, and we have a special spot that we stop every year, and you have the sunset as it drops down. And it's not, you could pay $1 billion somewhere else, and you're doing it here just to make the Arts Center a little bit better. So if you're not at 2,500, you don't even care about it. Let's go deep.
By the way, Roland, from your mouth to God's ears, we're going to sell this for $1 billion. I love the way you think, right? Right? I think we'd all be pretty much okay with that. I will also tell you what I heard there, and I can't confirm it, and by I can't confirm it means Roland guarantees it, that it will be the best sunset you'll ever see, right? So they're going to guarantee that it is a beautiful sunset while you're out there. The food by Chef Craig, the amazing wines are included, the guaranteed sunset, the company, the beautiful accommodations on the boat, and right now the bid is at $2,000. We have Gertrude Little as our current top bidder. This has had some great bidding action since it's opened up yesterday. I've said bidding a few times. You ready? Right. So Pam Ora opened things up. Constance Johnson came back. Gertrude got it to four figures for the first time, up to 1,000. And then Constance was in. Gertrude came back. Therese Banning came in at $1,750. And Gertrude Little is now in at $2,000. Now, Roland already said that if you're not in at $2,500, you might as well not be in. So we're going to see if we can get at least 2 more bids on this one right here. It's a $250 increment. I need somebody to go $2,250. Constance Johnson is in at $2,250, right? How about that? We're going to see now if somebody wants to go $2,500. Can we get a $2,500 bid? Can we get Gertrude to come back or Therese to come back one time? We're going to see who wants to get in one more time. I'm going to look at my phone here. I've also got my screens up here to see who our top bidders are on this. I've got Constance Johnson still at $2,250. I need a $2,500 bid to keep this one going. Anybody want in at $2,500 one time? We got a $2,250 bid by Constance Johnson. As I mentioned, I'm going to put a 30-second counter on it. As soon as I put that 30-second counter, we're going to see if anyone wants to slip in at $2,500 one time. So Gertrude, do you want to come back? And do you want to get that? It's Trudy. She's our decoration person. She registers at Gertrude. All right, so that's good. So Trudy Little is at $2,000. Constance is at $2,250. We need a $2,500 bid. We're going to see if Trudy wants to get in one more time. We got a $2,500 bid from Trudy Little. How about that, right? So, Roland, you said it and you called for it. What I might like to do is rewind about 4 minutes, and if you could say, if you're not paying $3,000, it's not worth it, right?
Well, what we will say, we will do 3. If we can get 3 2,500s, we'll do 3 cruises.
Oh.
Okay, all right. So here's how this is going to work. He's kind of bootstrapped me a little bit. We're going to make this work if we can, right? So Trudy Little is in at $2,500. And through the technology, it's going to be really tough to do it. So leave it right there if you would for a minute, Deborah, right? So I've got Gertrude at $2,500. I've got Constance at $2,250. And I've got Therese at $1,750. Here's how we're going to have to do this. If you guys can make some notes over there, Deborah and Dave. We're going to sell it to Gertrude at $2,500, right? We also need to communicate with Constance Johnson, who's in at $2,250, and offer it to her at $2,500. And you're going to say to her, and I think through Qtego, we can send her a direct text message. If you'll match that bid at $2,500, we will send it to you at $2,500. I would then also offer it to Therese Banning, who was last in at $1,750, but let her know that if she comes up to $2,500 also, we will get her in as well at $2,500. So we have a potential sale. Because of the way the technology is set up, we're not going to be able to celebrate 3 sales right now, but I have a feeling that once we reach out to those people and we get them in, we're going to be able to sell 3 of these. So for right now, I don't think we're going to put a counter on this one right now. So if we can just close out this silent auction. Are we okay with this, Deborah? You'll make it work, right? So let's go ahead and close this auction lot right now at $2,500. We have our winner is Trudy at $2,500, and we're going to see if we get those other 2 donors at $2,500. A minimum raised on this package at $2,500 with a potential of $7,500. Thank you to the Milums from the Dunedin Fine Arts Center. Yay. All right. I feel like I have to do a little tap dance over here with Dionysus when he comes behind me. All right, so that was a lot of fun as we roll through that one right there. Our next auction lot is our first opportunity to get out of town, right? Many of you have been spending time at the beaches here in the Tampa Bay area. What are you going to do as part of this package? We are going to send you to Nags Head, North Carolina. We're going to put you there for 1 full week right on the beach. It is a 4-bedroom Outer Banks cottage. It is for up to 10 people while you're there. You see that view right there. We're about to show you a video that's going to take you inside the home as well. But we all know that it's about that view that you see right there. The lighthouses, the fishing villages, the shopping and the dining, and you have the exclusive access to that owner's closet that, of course, the owners, supporters of the Dunedin Fine Arts Center will let you into. So we want to give our good friend Sarah Kessinger, who's not only the chair of the board of the Sterling Society, but also the donor of this package, a chance to take you behind the scenes of this amazing cottage in Nags Head, North Carolina.
Hello, welcome to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. I'm showing you the back door so that we can just walk straight through. Our kitchen has everything that you'd ever need. And now I'm walking out onto the porch and you can see the Atlantic Ocean. And if you want an even better view, I'll let you climb up on the crow's nest, or you can just sit right here and have a drink and enjoy the view. Underneath the cottage, this is a big part of the Outer Banks of North Carolina. We keep all our chairs under here, skim boards, the outdoor shower. We have a little sitting area under here with a swing, and we are giving it to the Dunedin Fine Arts Center, and hope that you will next time be the one that goes up these steps and gets to see this awesome view.
All right, how about a round of applause for Sarah and her cottage, as she calls it, in North Carolina. It's right on the Outer Banks. You look at that gorgeous view. I'll say it over and over. We've got some more pictures coming up here again that you'll be able to see the interior and more exterior shots. There you see the great places where you can sit and watch the beautiful sights of the beach. The sunsets are just gorgeous up there. 4 bedrooms for up to 10 people. What we have here is we have the active bidding going on right now on this package. The bid is at $22.50. You see, yeah, bid, there we go. You'll see the interior pictures right there. You see the great room where you can sit. There's games for the kids. You see the large dining room table if you all want to get together and have amazing meals together. I will also tell you on this package right here that it doesn't expire. I want to make sure that I have this right. Deborah or Dave, can you confirm the expiration on this package? Can you pull that up for me? I know it's in the description, so we'll make sure we have it. But I'm pretty sure it's the end of next year. So we'll talk you through that so you know exactly when you have a chance to go. But I know that, you know what, I think it's on my phone here too. Let's do it that way. Here it is. It's available between April and June and August and October in 2021. So you have more than a year to bid on this package, right? I wonder how many people are not only going yay, but also actually doing the drink, as Steve had suggested. So we'll see. I have a feeling we'll see by the end of the program how many people are doing that throughout the entire time. But we had a $22.50 bid on this package. That's where the bid is. Greg Flum is our current top bidder on this package right here. Right? We need a $2,500 bid to keep it going. We're going to see who wants to get in at $2,500. We got somebody in at $22.50. You've seen the pictures. We'll go back and forth. We'll show you the interior. We'll show you the exterior. We also have that gorgeous view of the water that is your direct view from your deck right outside the house. So I have a $22.50 bid there one time. I'm going to set a 30-second counter right now. So we're going to see who's bid on this up to this point. Can you scroll up for me a little bit, please? We had Mark Banning in. Let me see a couple of these previous bidders on here one more time. So Greg is my top bidder at $22.50. Mark Banning was in at $2,000. Constance Johnson was a bidder also. She was in on the Sunset Cruise. James Donahue was in. Kathleen Church was in. All these people bid before, but I now need somebody in at $2,500 to keep it going. Who wants to sneak in before that 30-second counter goes off? Is anybody getting it in at 20? There's, all right. So there's the bell. We're going to refresh one more time and see who got in. We did have someone sneak in one more time. Our winning bidder at $2,500 is Mark Fox. How about that? So Mark snuck in there at the very end. And listen, we do that at live auctions in person. Why don't we do it at virtual auctions as well? If you can sneak in right under the bell, you can certainly do that. So $2,500 to Mark Fox. You are going to Nags Head, North Carolina. Thank you for supporting the Dunedin Fine Arts Center, right? Next up, we are sending you not to the East Coast, but instead to the west. We're sending you to Breckenridge, Colorado, right? 8 days and 7 nights. This is for up to 8 people in Breckenridge. It is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 baths with hot tub. right? It is a 5 to 10 minute walk to downtown Breckenridge and all the amazing shops and restaurants. I will also tell you that you have access to the nearby rec center with not only the kids pool, but the adult pool. It has the spa while you are there. It's got the lazy river. So again, some people say you only go to Breckenridge in the winter. I say you go in the winter, but you stay for the summers, right? It is an amazing opportunity to go during the summer months. This is good from June 1st to September 20th, 2021. So you'll want to make sure that you make your travel accommodations within that window right there. I will also tell you that there's a stream right outside the property. But it's not for me to tell you about that stream. It's not for me to tell you about that property. It's for the owners of the property who, once again, are going to join us. And they're going to tell you a little bit about this amazing getaway in Breckenridge. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kathy and Mitch Lowenstein. Hey, guys, how you doing?
Hey, we're great. Hope everybody supports the Art Center.
No doubt. You and me both. You and me both. Hey, tell us a little bit about Breckenridge. And I know the location. They talk about real estate, location, right? This is amazing where your property is.
Yep, and it's beautifully decorated, this townhouse. It's right at the base of Peak 9. And summer is really our favorite time to be there in the year.
There are 3 bedrooms and 2.5 baths in this beautifully decorated and equipped unit.
You'll enjoy the proximity to the Snow Peak Mountains and the cool, clear air.
There's a beautiful creek, steps from the front door, which is a wonderful place to relax at the end of the day and enjoy an evening's cocktail, or it's a barbecue. The hot tub is waiting for you. Hiking trails are at our doorstep. Whitewater rafting, fly fishing, horseback riding, and golf are all close by.
We invite you to enjoy our mountain and our vacation home.
That is awesome. How about a round of applause for the Lowensteins, right? All right. Now, what I will tell you all is that as we dissolve to that picture that RJ from the production crew just put up there, I love the fact that that is Mitch and Kathy in the hot tub at their property right there, promoting it for us here. So you'll see you've got the gorgeous interior there, not only the bedrooms, but the sitting rooms, the living rooms. You've got the hot tub there, and then we've got some pictures to show you of the stream right outside the door. They talk about, even during the summers, you look off in the distance and you'll see the snow-capped mountains. Breckenridge is truly, whether you've been or haven't been, it is breathtaking, right? So if you haven't been, you will learn it. If you've been, you certainly know it. So we had a bid coming in on that package at $750. That $750 got outbid. I will tell you, James Donahue got in early. Steve Beatty got in at $1,000. Phyllis Gorsh got in at $1,250. So we got a little bidding more going here. We got 3 people going against each other. We're going to see who's going to end up going to Breckenridge. It is for 8 people. Those 3 bedrooms, folks, we encourage you to bring a couple of families, bring multi-generations to go with you to stay there. We want you to visit together. You've got plenty of time to plan on taking this trip. As we mentioned, this is not redeemable until 2021, June to September 20th of 2021. So you will have a year plus to use this package. Plenty of time to get back in the vacation swing of things, right? So Steve Beatty is back in now at $1,500. We'll give him a round of applause, right? So we've got our top bidder there at $1,500. I need somebody to go $1,750. I need to see who's going to give me $1,750. Let's open up and see the drop-down menu one time so I can see who those bidders are. There they are. So Phyllis Gorsh was in at $1,250. James Donahue got in early. Does Phyllis want to come back one time at $1,750? Does she want to go? Is she going to get in one more time? Phyllis, let's see. Are you going to steal this one out from under Steve? He already lost the wine lot one time. We're going to see if he ends up going to Breckenridge or not, right? Let's see if anyone can do it. Phyllis, I know it's you, right? Let's see if you got it in you. She was my bidder at $1,250. We're going to see if she wants to get in at $1,750, only $500 more than you were out before. So here's what I got. I got that Steve Beatty bid at $1,500. We're going to put that 30-second counter on it right now, and we're going to wait until it gets all the way down to 0. And by 0, I mean that bell ringing. And when that bell rings, we're going to see who's going to end up going. Oh, Phyllis is back in at $1,750 now, right? So Phyllis is in at $1,750. Who's going to go? Anybody want to go? Anybody want to bid? Anybody want to? Who's going to go one time? Anybody want to go? Who's going to go? Anybody want to? Who's going to go one time? Anybody want to go? Who's going to go 2,000? Anybody want in? We're going to see if Steve wants to get in, or is there someone else out there who wants to get in one more time at $2,000 before we close this one out? We have a $2,000 bid by Steve Beatty there back in, right? So now, Phyllis, if nothing else, all you did there was help the Fine Arts Center raise an extra $500, right? So thank you for that. But we also encourage you to get back in one more time before I close it out, because I am going to put that 30-second counter on it right now. So let's go ahead and put the 30 seconds on it. Understand that it's not an exact 30 seconds. So if you want to bid, I would get in right now, early and often and high and quick. That's what I want to see. Is there another bid at $22.50 before we close this one out? We're at $2,000. Anybody else want to go one time? We're going to see if anybody else is going to get in. I need somebody to bid one time at $22.50 before we're all done. Does anybody want to go? Is there a $22.50 bid? Bid. Right, I keep saying bid. We're going to wait for that bell one time. As soon as that bell rings. All right, the bell has rung. Let's refresh the screen one more time to confirm who our winner is. It's okay. We're still going to announce our winner. Here we go. Or is it off that screen already? Here it is. Scroll down. Steve and Marie Beatty at $2,000. How about that, right? They are going to Colorado. I love it. I love it. All right, folks, we have one more live auction package for you. And this is a package that year after year continues to come back to this auction and continues to be one of the best in this auction. It is a trip to South Africa. It is a photo safari. It is 7 days and 6 nights in South Africa. I'm going to skip ahead and tell you one thing about it before I give you any details. For those of you who might be thinking to yourself, there's no chance I go to South Africa anytime soon, you have got 3 years to use this package. So you will have plenty of time to go to plan your trip to South Africa. It includes all your accommodations, all your meals. It includes 2 daily game drives. You're going to see pictures in just a moment of the animals, of the accommodations, of what those great game drives are just like. And I'll tell you, as we show you this short video, remember, 3 years to use this package. Let's roll it.
There is a little bit of magic in all of us. A place of instinct that responds to the natural rhythms of life. And there are some places in the world where that magic is felt more strongly. Such a place is Zulu Nyala. Come to Zulu Nyala and experience the magic of Africa.
All right, there you have it, and there you saw it, right? You heard firsthand the magic of Zulu Nyala, and that's where we're sending you. You're going to be in one of those open-air Land Rovers that you see up there on the screen. You're going to get up close and personal to the animals on their 4,500-acre private preserve. You're going to get the choice of staying in their private game lodge, their safari lodge, or their safari-tented camps. Please understand that all options are either air-conditioned with ceiling fans, internet access, swimming pools, restaurants. You're not exactly roughing it out there, folks, right? But you are getting an amazing trip and an amazing opportunity to get up and close and personal to these animals. I'll tell you again one more time. It is for 2 people. It is all your accommodations. It is all your meals while you are there. It is 2 daily game drives every day at dawn and at dusk. And it doesn't expire for 3 years. So you have plenty of time to use this package. Now, you don't have to just take my word for it. We don't have the owners of Zulu Nyala who are going to join us, but we do have pictures from those who have won it here at this auction in the past, supporters of the Dunedin Fine Arts Center, while they were at Zulu Nyala. You'll see Gail Gamble up there. You'll see Julie Scales up there. They both went on this trip. They loved the trip, right? They're both visiting with their new best friends, these 2,000-pound elephants named Ransom, right? No? Rambo, not Ransom. We would never name an elephant Ransom. We're going to name it Rambo, right?
Yeah.
So it is named Rambo. But again, folks, listen, this isn't we're just sending you on some trip and we're going to let you hang you out to dry. We know people have been, we know people have loved it, and you have 3 years to use it. It is a $6,000 trip. I now need somebody to get in with an opening bid of just $1,500. I'm going to click one time right here and see if we're going to get that opening bid one time. I need a $1,500 bid on this package. Does anybody want in? Currently, we're at $1,500. Does anybody want to get in one time before we wrap this one up? I'm going to look up there. I don't see it on our screens. Let me refresh on my phone here. Because quite frankly, I'm watching this just like you all are there as well. So I'm looking at it here. It doesn't look like we can put in an active bid on this. Am I seeing it incorrectly? All right, we're getting a hold on right there. So what I will tell you is we have over the years sold hundreds of this package, right? not all at the Dunedin Fine Arts Center, but at many different events. And everyone who goes comes back and says it was a 5-star experience. So you see up there on your screen one more time, and you'll see where you get to choice to stay in their game lodge, their safari lodge, or what they call their Hemingway tent camps. These are huge tents with canvas tops with bathrooms inside the tent. I will also tell you that I've talked to people who have stayed in these tents before, and they hear the animals right outside the door, right? They don't come in, I promise, throughout the evening. But at the same time, it is a true safari experience. So I'm going to refresh my screens one time and see if we can get the bids in on that. Now we have some bidding action that can happen right there. So we do have a current bid. Elizabeth Mason is in at $1,500. No, Elizabeth Mason is in bid. She's in at $1,750. So she got in at $1,750, which means we did have a bidder at $1,500. I now need to see who wants to go $2,000 on this package right here. We had a $1,500 bid. It's currently at $1,750. We now need to see if somebody wants to go $2,000. Is there a $2,000 bidder anywhere out there? Who's going to go $2,000? I'll tell you, once again, it is a $6,000 package. $6,000 right now. I need a $2,000 bid. You have 3 years to choose to go to South Africa. So is there another donor out there ready to hit that button that says submit my bid? Right? So I'm going to refresh again. I'm going to see if anybody else wants to get in. If not, we are going to sell this $6,000 package to Elizabeth Mason. She's currently at $1,750. I now need to see if anybody else wants to get in one time. We had that $1,500. Oh, she actually jumped in at $1,750 off the get-go. I like to see that as well. So I need a $2,000 bidder, or I will tell you this is about to be the steal of the auction. A $6,000 package. We do have a $2,000 bid. Mitch Lowenstein is in at $2,000, right? So Mitch is in at $2,000. We got to go $2,250 and see if we can get our past bidder in there one time. So scroll down. So Deborah, before you refresh, make sure that I can see all the names up there one time for me, please. So I know we had Mitch at $2,000. That photo safari one time. Scroll down there. Elizabeth Mason was in at $1,750. So I'm about to put that 30-second counter on it. We're going to see, I'm guessing this is a typo. Last name is Pacman on this one. Is it Pagadi? Yes, Pagadi is her first name. Pagadi Pacman is in at $2,250. So Pagadi is in at $2,250. Mitch was in at $2,000. Liz Mason was in at $1,750. Now we got some action. We're cooking with gas here. We got to see if somebody wants to get in at $2,500. Is there a $2,500 bidder out there anywhere? Does Elizabeth want in? Does Mitch want in one more time? And by Mitch, I of course mean Kathy sitting right next to him, right? I will also tell you, there he is. Mitch and Kathy are back in at $2,500. Let's give a round of applause there, right? So Mitch and Kathy are in at $2,500. We got to see if Liz or Pagadi are going to go one time. Pegati, thank you. Pegati or Elizabeth, we need you to go one time at $2,750, right? Is there a $2,750 bidder out there before we close this one out? Who's going to go $2,750 for the $6,000 package with 3 years to use it? You see those beautiful pictures up there. You see the giraffe. You see the zebra. You see the elephant. You can be up close and personal to them. You can have amazing accommodations. It is 7 days and 6 nights. As I mentioned, I'm about to put a 30-second counter on this. So whether it's Liz or whether it's Pegati, or Mitch, who's going to walk away with it. Let's put that 30-second counter on it right now. We're going to see if we can get one more time. See if anybody gets in one time before we close it out. We're waiting for the bell to ring. It's a $6,000 package. The next person who hits their bid button is in for $2,750. Pegati, are you in? Elizabeth, are you in? Who's going to go one more time before we close this one out? Elizabeth is in at $2,750. How about that, right? So here's what I want to do. Don't close the auction. Don't close it out yet. I know the bell's about to ring. Here's what I want to do. Right? Here's what I want to do. I want to sell this and make Mitch and Kathy, you bid $2,500 and you are going to win it for $2,500. My last top bidder, which is Liz Mason, is also going to win it for $2,500. This is 2 separate packages. You don't have to travel together, right? 2 separate packages. We're going to sell it once for $2,500 to the Lowensteins, once for $2,500 to Elizabeth Mason. We're also going to offer it up to Pegati Pacman if she would like it at $2,500, and quite frankly, for anyone else watching who wants it, we're going to make this item a buy it now item on your phones. So if you haven't been bidding to this point and you just say, you know what? Oh my goodness, I could go to South Africa for $2,500 for 7 days and 6 nights. All my food, all my accommodations, all my game drives, you're just going to be able to hit that $2,500 buy it now on your phones. So any moment now, I will tell you, to the Lowensteins and to the Masons, you don't have to do anything at this point. You are taken care of. To Peggotty and to everyone else, any moment you are going to see on your phone the opportunity to buy it now. You're just going to tell me how many packages you want to buy. Each package is for 2 people. So I'll remind you one more time, just keep looking at your phone. Right now it's $2,500 for each package. The Lowensteins are in. I'll tell you one more time that the Masons are in, and we're waiting one more time to get that buy it now on your screens. So what I will tell you is what we did just there, even before we get any more bids in, is we've raised $2,500 for the sell price. And now if you look at your phones right there where it talks about the African safari, it says $2,500 with the button that says buy. See, it's no longer bid. But on buy, you're going to get it for $2,500 as well. So we will watch to see if anybody else gets in and buys it at $2,500. The Lowensteins, the Masons, you are in at $2,500. Thank you for supporting the Dunedin Fine Arts Center. All right. Folks, we have one more part of our program to share with you. It's called the Bid from the Heart. And we have an opportunity drawing before the Bid from the Heart. This is an opportunity drawing once again where we give away something free to you all just for registering, just for being part of our program. It is a food arts cooking experience for 2. Chef Craig is going to prepare the food along with your help. The Beatties are going to provide the wine. And we're going to have one winner. All you have to do is be registered for our event to be watching on Qtego to win. Can I get a winner? Sean Dennison. Sean Dennison is in as a winner of our opportunity drawing. So we have got one more opportunity coming up in just a moment. So stick with us to see if you won that as well. Now we will get to the Bid from the Heart. And in the Bid from the Heart, as we mentioned, you're not going to get anything except the feeling of knowing that you gave from the bottom of your heart. You don't get a trip to Africa. You don't get a trip on No Agenda, the beautiful boat owned by the Milams. You're going to get the feeling of knowing that you gave from the bottom of your heart directly to our mission. But it's not for me to tell you about our mission. It's for you to hear it from someone who quite frankly says that they've saved her life, the Dunedin Fine Arts Center has. So ladies and gentlemen, we would like to introduce you to a student here at the Dunedin Fine Arts Center, a volunteer here at the Dunedin Fine Arts Center, and one of our biggest supporters. Please welcome Nikki Edel.
So when I moved here, I figured I didn't know how to meet other artists. You know, in New York, you walk down the street and you can meet anybody. So I volunteered. I kept volunteering and taking classes, and then I got sick. And I had to use all my money for medical. Well, I was a medical mystery for a year and a half. I had to go up north to get diagnosed, and I can't do anything just regular. I got to get the worst kind of MS. I'm the type of person that I don't ask for help. I'm the one that helps. I used to walk 5 miles every day in Brooklyn for no reason, just to walk. That's all I want to do now. And do walkathons like for everybody else, not for me. But I just, you know, I'm from Brooklyn, so, you know, Brooklyn's strong, baby. And other than that, the classes, you know, the classes have gotten me this far. Because if I didn't have that outlet, you know, I mean, I have to get up, get dressed. I drive an hour each way to get to the class because there's no culture in my neighborhood. You know, I just like being around everybody, and it's hard now because sometimes I have to use the cane, or in class I have to use the walker, and it's not like such a horrible thing because everybody's just so upbeat and encouraging to me. Mentally, my dexterity, I have to carry myself and my stuff in, you know, and I've needed help in the classroom. Allison Shepard has, you know, she's a good friend. She, you know, everybody's like family now. I can't even say friends. You guys are like my second family. But I can't carry 25 pounds to the table, you know, while I'm balancing on a cane. And I just want to say, when I got sick, I never thought I'd meet or continue to meet great people. And in the worst time of your life, Ken, to come up and see that there's good people, it's awesome. I mean, I'd rather be healthy, you know, and I still try to do charity work, you know. In fact, my next chemo is on the 25th, so keep those prayers up, please. It's gotten me this far. You know, there was a little girl named Smiles for Baby Charlie. She had pediatric cancer. I was able to buy a shirt for pediatric cancer, and I'm wearing that on my next infusion because that little girl was tough, you know, and inspiring. So all the strength, you know, it comes from everywhere, you know, and that's why I said it's like a big puzzle. And, you know, the Fine Arts Center puts it together like a puzzle, you know, like you're complete with art, you know, and just the support and love, you know, so that's very important. It's like the missing piece. But I really can't wait to get back. I miss everybody. Hi, everybody.
Oh, Nikki, we can't wait for you to get back either. Everyone say hi, Nikki. All right. Folks, she put it so well, right? The Dunedin Fine Arts Center puts it together like a puzzle. And that's really what her lives are and her life is and what so many of our lives are. It's a puzzle. And there's all these little pieces that get put together. And the Dunedin Fine Arts Center fills a very important role for so many people. There are people in this community that are better off because the Dunedin Fine Arts Center exists and thrives, and we want to continue to help them thrive so that we can keep supporting people like Nikki, and we could have picked from hundreds of other stories like hers. But certainly someone who has overcome so much and continues to give back to the Dunedin Fine Arts Center. Certainly we thank Nikki for being part of this program here this evening. The bid from the heart is going to work like this. Bid. Again, bid. It's all done on your phone. When I call out the dollar amount that you're willing to donate, straight out donate, you're just going to punch that button on your phone. The donation levels are already listed there for you. As you make those donations, we're going to get a signal here in our studio, which just happens to be Founders Hall at the Dunedin Fine Arts Center, and we're going to thank and acknowledge your donation. Our goal over the next 7 or 8 minutes is to raise $50,000 for the Dunedin Fine Arts Center. I know it is a big number, but I will also tell you that we know that those of you out there are going to help us get to that point. That $50,000 goal is a big one. So what I will tell you is I believe that Georgianne has a special announcement for me, right? I was told when I started this part to look over at Georgianne, who her hand just reached in here, but we'll take it. And it's always good news when I get handed a small piece of paper when we start asking for the donations. This is amazing. This is a great way to kick off our bid from the heart. Because we've mentioned the Sterling Society a few times throughout this program, right? Sarah Kessinger donated the house in Nags Head. We mentioned Sid and Tell as a huge founder of the Sterling Society and of the Dunedin Fine Arts Center. The Sterling Society has done it again. To kick off our bid from the heart this evening, to help us get to that $50,000 number, they are making a contribution to the Dunedin Fine Arts Center of $20,000, right? That is awesome. And I'll tell you, I'm reminded here in this note that the Sterling Society, as I certainly know, they're the group who educates and helps raise funds for the Dunedin Fine Arts Center. What I will tell you is that we get to a lot of events where people come forward and say, we'll donate $20,000 if I can find other people who will match us. Or 5 people to donate $4,000 each and match us. The Sterling Society doesn't do that. They came forward and said, you know what? We're ready to donate $20,000. Who's with us? Who will follow our lead? Who will reach into their pockets and make a donation similar or donate what you can? So here's how it's going to work. You see some of the donation numbers up there on the screen as they're already scrolling. We're going to thank them as we go along. I can promise you that. But I can also tell you that we're going to call out some dollar amounts and we're going to acknowledge those donors as they come in at the dollar amounts we're asking for as well. So in our efforts to reach $50,000, we had that $20,000 donation from the Sterling Society. The next level I'm going to ask for is a $5,000 level. Is there a $5,000 donation? At the $5,000 donation, you'll help support with studio equipment for 1 studio each year with AV and teaching aids. We do have a $5,000 donation, right? How about that? So Charlie Brooks is in at $5,000. Thank you. You know what Dionysus said? Needs another dance by, right? Right. Right. Charlie Brooks in at $5,000. The Sterling Society in at $20,000. Who else is going to join us at those levels? Anyone else want in? I see Chris Frederick got in at $1,000. Thank you for that, right? We haven't even called 1,000, but we'll take it. Anyone else at a $5,000 level? We're up to 31,600. I know they're coming. Steve Marie Beatty got ahead of me too at 2,500. Thank you for that. Mark Fox got in at $1,000. Thank you for that. We're going to see if there's anyone else at $5,000. Anyone else at $5,000? We're going to watch our screen up there one time. I actually need it sorted by the time that it comes in, please. The date. Yep, by that one. Anyone else at $5,000? We'll go now and listen. I love how excited they were. They just couldn't wait. Now we'll ask for $2,500. Are there other donors at $2,500 out there? At $2,500, you're going to help fund a youth education exhibit for 1 month. Understand what that does for all the children that come through this facility, for all the kids that we know that fine arts is so important to their upbringing. He may have something to do with the education programs, by the way. Anyone at $2,500? Is there a $2,500 donor out there? We're watching that go. Gail Gamble is in at $2,500. How about that, right? Gail, a member of this committee, a member of the board, does so much for the Fine Arts Center. Gail Gamble, thank you at $2,500. Anyone else at $2,500 before we move on to the next level? Is there a donor at $2,500? Folks, I will tell you that I believe that we can get to this $50,000, but to get to $50,000, we're going to need a few at $2,500, a handful or more at $1,000. We're going to see if they're going to come in a little bit more here. So our $2,500 donors were Steve Beatty and Gail Gamble. Anyone else at $2,500 before we move on to the next number? Anyone else at $2,500? We're at $34,125. We will start thanking some of the other donors as they come in. Anybody else at $2,500 before we move on? Where are my $1,000 donors? At $1,000, we've already had a few of those. I mentioned Mark Fox was in at $1,000. I mentioned Michael Bowman was in at $1,000. Chris Frederick was in at $1,000. Thank you for that one there. Anyone else at $1,000? We're at $35,000, $37,000. Ah, there's Sid. Sid Entel. Sid and Erwin Entel came in at $2,500. How about that, right? Kathy and Roland Milam are in at $1,000. Thank you for that contribution, right? We're at $37,625. Who else is going to get in at that $1,000 level? Julie Scales is in at $1,000. How about that, right? Keep those applause going. I'd love to hear that. Who else at $1,000? We're about to creep past $40,000 in the bid from the heart here at the garden party. Who else is in it? Sarah Kessinger is in at $1,000. Thank you to Sarah. We'll keep them coming in, right? We're going to creep over that at $40,000 mark. We're at $40,625 now. Georgianne Bissett, thank you for your $1,000 contribution, folks. She's out there raising the money all the time, and now she's so-called putting her money where her mouth is and donated that $100. So thank you for that. Anyone else at $1,000 before we move on? We see those names up there on the screen, and I promise I'm going to call all of them at some point. We want to make sure that those at the $1,000 level and above get that special recognition, and we'll give special recognition as we move down. Anyone else at $1,000 before we move on? Who else is in at $1,000? Does anybody want to go one time? Georgianne, she's like a jockey back here. She's like, go on, come on.
Do it.
I got another $1,000 donor there. From the Pac-Mans at $1,000. How about that? Peggotty, Pac-Man at $1,000. How about that? I love to see that. I love to see that. We're at $41,625 at the $1,000 level. We're now going to move down to the $500 level. At the $500 level, you will help fund our Wheels on Wheels mobile clay lab to go to one school. Again, part of the education program here. I need $500. We just got it from Susan Benjamin. Thank you so much to Susan and her family at that $500 level. We now need to see who else is going to come in at $500. Are there other $500 donors out there? Nancy Ridenour is in at $500. How about that, right? We're at $42,125. It just creeped to $225. Who else at $500? Is there another $500 donor out there? Who's going to help us get over $45,000 as this part of the program? We see the name scrolling there. We see Michael Bowman. We called him earlier. We saw Mark Fox. We saw Steve Beatty, our chair. Thank you. He and Marie. London Bates is there. Mary Hammond is there. Thank you. London Bates is in at $500. How about that? Round of applause for London. We're at $42,725. Who's going to help us get just over $43,000 with our next donation to come in? Is there another $500 donor before we move on? Who's in at $500? We're going to wait and look at this scroll one more time before we move on to see if there's another $500 donor out there. I know that there are people out there who have their finger on their button and they're ready to donate at the next level. They know I'm going down to a next level. But I would ask you to stretch just a little bit. Get in at this level while you still can. Who's in at $500 before we move on? Can we get one more before we go? Is there a $500 donor out there before we move on? We're at $42,725. The next level I'll call is a level that will help fund a scholarship if so necessary, because we don't ever want to have to turn anyone away. We certainly charge to come to our classes, but if someone comes to us and says, I can't pay, we want to be able to help fund some of those programs. So an adult class, 6 weeks at 3 hours per session, is about $250. So if you want to help those sorts of programs, where you want to help someone who might not be able to afford an adult class, for the Dunedin Fine Arts Center to not have to turn them away, now's the time to pull out your phone, and the buttons are right there on your phone at $250. $250, I want to call out some other names. We called out Susan Benjamin before. We called out Mark Fox before. I want to see some new names. We're at $42,925. Dina Hurst is in at $500. How about that, right? Mark Fox gave another $250. Thank you to Mark at $250 again. Who else is going to help us get over $45,000? Folks, we're creeping towards that $50,000. But we can't get to 50 until we get to 45. So that's my next goal, is to get us to $45,000. Are there other $250 donors out there, or $500 donors? Ken Hannon, thank you, Ken, at $250. He is in. Thank you, Ken. Again, a member of the staff here, understand the importance of keeping this program going and keeping the Dunedin Fine Arts Center as a thriving part of our community. Who else is in at $250 before I move on to the next level? We talked about Chris Frederick and Charlie Brooks and Michael Bowman and Mark Fox. I'll keep calling out their names. Maria Costa is in at $250. How about that, right? We're almost over $44,000 now. I'll read some more of these names. Mary Human, thank you. Gail Gamble, thank you. Roland Milam, Roland and Kathy, both of you, thank you. Sid and Irwin and Tel got in as part of our bid from the heart earlier. Anyone else at $250 before we move on? Anyone help us get above the $44,000 mark before we move on? Here's what we're going to do. We have one more level we're going to call. Now, before you put in any donations on this level, let me explain that during this level, we do play one game. And this game is called the last man standing, the last donor standing. And here's how it works. We, as much as I've said, we're not going to give you anything during the bid from the heart except for the feeling of knowing that you gave from the bottom of your heart. During this part of the program, we do have one prize. That one prize is a 2-night stay at the Clearwater Beach Wyndham Grand. Everyone say, ooh. All right. You are going to have almost a full year to use this stay at the Clearwater Beach Wyndham Grand. But I will tell you that the way that we're going to decide who's going to get this 3-day, 2-night stay, it's very simple. We're going to give it to the person who donates at least $100 last. All right? So pull out your phone. Bob Tankel got in at $250. So here's how it's going to work. You can donate as much as you like. To play this game, you must donate at least $100. I'm going to watch the scroll up here and see who our last donor is at $100. It's going to be timed just like our live and silent auctions items were. In a moment, I'm going to say there's 30 seconds left, and we're going to wait to hear the bell, and we're going to announce who's last. So right now, Bob Tankel, for his $250 donation, is going to get the 2-night hotel stay on Clearwater Beach at the Clearwater Wyndham Grand. We're going to see who else wants to get in. We're at $44,225. We're going to at least get over $45,000. Our goal is still to get up to $50,000. Who can help us get there? Bob Tankel wants to play our game so badly, he just bid another $100 in order to try to stay our last donor. You can play this game as many times as you want. Steve Beatty is in at a $100 donation. How about that, right? He wants to play. Now, again, the beauty of this, when we do these live and in-person events, I have to decide who our last donor is. But remember, the mobile bidding technology, they're going to decide. Chris Frederick is in at $100. Thank you to Chris for coming in with that $100 donation. So currently, Christine Frederick is our last donor standing. We're going to see if anybody else wants to outbid her. We have $300 bids at this time. You can bid any amount you want. In order to play this game, you must be above $100. Does anybody want to get in? We're at $44,525. Who wants to play this game? A 2-night stay at the gorgeous Clearwater Beach Wyndham Grand. David Barton is in at $100. Dave Barton is in. He's in. Another staff member here supporting the cause. and hoping to win the prize, let's be honest, right? He knows the game, but I will tell you, it has nothing to do with deciding who our last donor is, because all you have to do is hit that submit donation button, and you could outdo Dave and be our last donor. So Chris Frederick is back in at $100. Michael Bowman bid $500 as part of this part of the program, right? So we're at $45,325. Chris Frederick is currently our last donor at 100. I read Michael and Chris out of order. So Dave was our bidder, then Bob Tankel came back in, then Michael Bowman came in, and then Chris Frederick came back. So we're at $45,325. I have that $100 donation from Chris Frederick, which is our last donor at this point. As I mentioned, I am going to say close. I'm going to give 30 seconds, and then we're going to close it out. We're going to hear the bell. We're going to see who else wants to get in under the radar. See if we can get that up over 46,000. Roland Milam just came in at $100, so he's now my last donor. Roland loves this game too. Every year he plays, he tries to be that last donor. You can play as many times as you want. Hit that submit donation many times as you want. Kevin Donahue is now in with a $250 donation. You can play that game there at $100. We're at $45,775. We're over $46,000 right now. Dick Kennedy is in at $250. Dick, thank you for that. We're at $46,125. Folks, the energy, you can feel it in this room right now. We hope we can feel it at home, right? So we're at $46,125. Bob Tankel is back with a $100 donation right there, right? So Heather Gracie, thank you. Jeanette Donahue, thank you. Deborah Kynes, thank you. Nancy Ridenour, thank you. All those donors throughout the program this evening. But Bob Tankel is currently my last donor in our last donor standing game. The last donor standing, when that bell goes off, is going to be our winner of the 2-night stay at the Clearwater Beach Wyndham that you'll have almost a full year to use. We're at $46,125. Bob Tankel is currently my last donor in this game. I have a feeling that when I put the 30-second counter on there, we may get a flurry of donations because Chris Frederick is now back in. Steve Beatty is now back in. They're both trying to win this. We're going to see who's going to win it. We're at $46,725. Dave, are you ready for a 30-second counter? All right, now, before you hit the 30-second counter, I'll remind you, don't try to think that you can set 30 seconds when I call it, because the words coming out of my mouth are reaching everyone at home at a little bit different time. The official counter is what Qtego, our mobile bidding platform, when they close it out, it is closed. We're going to set the 30-second counter right now. Chris Frederick is currently my last donor. She came in with a $500 donation. We're at $46,925. Steve Beatty came back and bid again at $100. Pam Ora came back to play this game at $100. Now, for those who have been bidding over and over, you're not going to let Johnny come lately. Pam Ora win this at $100, right? Bob Tankel is back in at $100. He's got that there. We're over $47,000. Anybody else want to get in? Bob Tankel is currently our last bidder. When that bell goes off, I'm going to announce who our last donor is. All right, so now the bell has gone off. I'm going to wait for the screen to get refreshed one more time to make sure that we are approved. Oh, look at this, right under the gun. She was one of our bidders on the African Safari. I don't know if she went in and bid on it and won it anyway, but Elizabeth Mason got in with that $100 donation. She wins the Clearwater Beach Wyndham Grand Stay. But more important than that, folks, if you look up on your screen, what do you see? RJ, can we take that full screen for me, please? Because what you have here, is a donation total in our bid from the heart at $47,325. I love to see that. Oh, see that? All right. So let's go ahead and take down the heart for right now. We may go back to it at the end of the program. Listen, the production crew is doing an awesome job back there, and sometimes I just throw things out at them and I say, can you make this happen? And they do. There we go. All right. So we may check in with that one more time really to wrap up our program to see what that total got to. Because although our game is over, understand that if I didn't call your dollar amount, whether it's $40 or $40,000, now's the time. Please put in your donation on your phone. You see there's an opening there on your phone where you can submit the donation amount and you pick how much you want to donate, please. Every dollar helps, and it's certainly appreciated by the Dunedin Fine Arts Center. Now, as we go into this last part of the program, we've got one more giveaway for you where we're just going to give you something for free. And it's another food arts program. Chef Craig prepared, along with you and the garden party winners, dinner. The wines prepared and provided by the Beatties. We are going to give one more food arts cooking experience for 2. Remember, this is a package for 8 people to get together. We've pulled 4 winners. Each one of them is going to get 2. Who is our 4th and final winner? Mitch and Kathy Lowenstein. How about that, right? Congratulations. By the way, I've got a few people up here that I've been watching enjoy the garden party, and Mitch is sitting right there, and Kathy must have just gotten up for a few minutes or a few seconds. So Mitch, you can invite whoever you want if you want, right? I don't know if she heard that or not, but congratulations on winning that as part of our part of our garden party. There she is. All right, she's back. She's back. Ah, now we got her. All right. So what I will tell you is that we've got a few more points of business to wrap things up. First, if you want an auction item, silent or live auction, you can come to the Art Center anytime during business hours with a mask, with social distance, and pick up your item, right? If necessary, after a while, they will contact you and get everything taken care of to make sure that it is picked up, or if it's a certificate mailed to you and whatnot. So that's how you're gonna get all your items. I will also tell you that we're gonna turn it over to our chair, Steve Beatty, one more time. After Steve is done talking, the good news is Steve and Marie can still stand after how many times I said bid. Right? And then after they speak, I will tell you that we have some more entertainment coming your way, right? So we'll introduce, that's right, keep cheering for that, right? So we'll make sure that we introduce that appropriately as well. So ladies and gentlemen, one more time for our chairs for the garden party, Steve and Marie Beatty.
All right, guys, what a great event, and thank you so much. And Jason, incredible job, Jason. Thank you, Jason. Incredible job. So that's Jason Alpert Productions. If you have an event like this you want to do yourself, highly recommend him. I missed the list of sponsors before. Can you bring that up? Appreciate it. I forgot early on, and now I'm getting my tongue's a little slurring now, but we're okay overall because the yay was a lot of time. So we want to thank our sponsors here, Nancy and David Billheimer. They've been phenomenal for 3 years now on board with us. Can't thank them enough and what they've meant to this organization. Creative Loafing, they've always been there for us. They run ads for us. They promote our events. They attend them. They take photos. Great. The Tampa Bay Trust Company. Can't say enough about how they recently got involved. They've done quite a few events at our food arts, and if you haven't, they've done events where they've brought in people and talked about their own business while they do food arts production. So the food arts classes, you can do those yourself too and have events at them for your corporation and bring your clients. Mike and Amanda Bowman, incredible, longtime friend, played baseball with Mike years ago. Tampa Bay Magazine. Can't say enough about them. They're phenomenal in the community. If you aren't getting a subscription, you should. Steve and Marie Beatty, that's us. Sid and Erwin and Tal, they started this. Sid started this, visioned it with the junior, as you heard, Junior Service League, and have turned this into a 40,000 square foot, largest teaching art location in the Southeast. Can't say enough about what they continue to do. Dick and Sandy Kennedy. Dick has been incredible on our board and helped vision the food arts along with Gail Gamble and other board members and Erwin and Tell on that. So it's been phenomenal. Thank you, Dick and Sandy. And in memory of Ruth Payne Stone by Jenny Batista. She has been a sponsor the last couple of years and just incredible with our events. Can't say enough. Another item I want to talk about in closing is, this, let me see if I can bring it up. This ad created by Ken and his teams in the Dunedin paper this week. And it's simple, but says it about us. Which camera's on? Am I going the right place? Right there. Too close? Whoops. Oh, there we go. So it says creative, safe, open camps, class, and exhibits. That is so simple and says what we are here. And as Georgianne said to you earlier, we're following all the guidelines. They checked, even today, we had our temperatures checked on the way in. Every time we went out the door, we got checked again. We wore a mask if you're outside this area. And the last thing I'd like to do, I want to be able to show you this production and what's gone on here. This is an incredible team that has put this together. So are you able to move the camera around and show us a little production? And so you can see what this facility, pop onto their view. There you go. So you can see what's gone on and the team that's there and what was put together with the staff here, with the production company, with RJ and his team, and with Jason. So you can see the whole event. I feel like I'm on Home Shopping Channel here or something. But this time, we can't thank you enough. And Wally and Chris, any final words as honorary chairs and your donation of the wine meant so much in your guidance. Any final words for us, Wally and Chris?
Enjoy the wine.
I would say I married a wino and I became a wino.
That.
There you go. Perfect. All right, I'll turn it over back to Jason. Jason.
All right, one more round of applause for Steve Marie, everybody. All right. And so what I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I want to be able to pop up the bid from the heart one more time because we are at $47,525. We are so close to that $50,000 goal. So whether you want to punch in another few dollars here or there, or if there's anyone out there who says, you know what, I've got $2,475 and I want to donate it to get us over that number, whether it's as part of a donation here on your phone or you want to call the Dunedin Fine Arts Center to make that contribution, we will certainly celebrate that number, whether it's $50,000 or $47,525. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Dionysus, one more time. On behalf of the production crew who made everything sound and look great, on behalf of the entire staff at the Dunedin Fine Arts Center, our chairs, and the slew of 7 or 8 more people who are here with us in our studio tonight. Thank you for joining us here for the 2020 Garden Party. Thank you for supporting the Dunedin Fine Arts Center. But the party rolls on, ladies and gentlemen. We'll bring them back. They open the show for us and they will close it. Our headliners on a high. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for Ray Olin and the Jazz Ole Band with Ivan Garcia. Good night, everybody.
I guess we might have not been on the air, but we sure had fun.